We are not out of the woods on this just yet, Scott. This still could be, we still could have some severe weather moving through.
I think so. We're going to be in this pattern for another few days. We call these MCSs. That's just a big fancy way of saying overnight storm complexes. I'll explain why that pattern persists and why it's not going to hang around forever. Right now, satellite and radar shows we're in good shape. There is a disturbance in parts of Colorado, West Kansas, the same origin zone where we saw last night's storm system develop. That's fizzling out, so not too much of a concern there. Here locally, we have partly cloudy skies around the area. Should see some cooler temperatures overnight tonight, largely upper 60s and low 70s, but with just a light breeze and the ground as wet as it is, there's probably going to be some patchy fog when you wake up come tomorrow morning. If you just really got to be somewhere just right on time, wouldn't hurt to budget just a couple of extra minutes to get where you're going, but certainly your commute tomorrow is not going to be near as complicated as it was this morning. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:01. We'll pick things up here around noon. Could have a couple of scattered thunderstorms across generally the river valley. We're going to be a little bit closer to a stationary front that I showed you there on that surface analysis. And because we're going to be a little bit closer to it, maybe a couple of thunderstorms. Some of the data here keeps the majority of it off towards the west throughout the day. I do think, though, we could have a few of those pop-ups here locally. Some of those are going to work their way our direction by tomorrow evening. Now, the data has been just back and forth all evening long. You kind of saw that zone there, or that complex really just fizzle out right on top of us. That'd be awesome if that were the case, but it's believed that we're still going to get another overnight complex similar to what we saw last night into this morning. Timing would be tomorrow evening into Wednesday morning, with additional chances of some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms going into Wednesday as well. Perhaps a little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday. The severe weather risk zone is still that level 1 here locally. Damaging winds and flooding are the most likely hazards associated with not only this setup, but these overnight storm setups that are characterized by this northwesterly flow. Now, could there be another spin-up tornado? Yeah, you never can rule it out. And sometimes those ingredients just barely come together. Similar to what we saw today, where it just spins up. I mean, we have one radar sweep where there was no rotation, no damage at all. And the very next radar sweep, there's a tornado on the ground. You give it one more sweep of the radar, and it's already lifted and it's already gone. Those things are really difficult, but are going to be there. Can't entirely rule them out. The most likely hazards, though, end up being damaging wind and flooding, which we saw plenty of with this system. Here's the big setup. There's a big ridge of high pressure situated over the Four Corners in West Texas. It keeps our jet stream oriented in this northwesterly flow. And in that jet stream, it kind of picks up these weak disturbances, and largely it'll send them our direction overnight into the first part of the morning. This continues over and over and over. Pretty normal, honestly, for the month of June into July. But what happens going into late this week and this weekend is our ridge of high pressure gets a little bit bigger, starts to expand, which is really just a heat dome. So on one sense, yeah, I'm burying the lead, telling you it's about to get hot. On the other hand, it's going to push the active jet stream, or the storm track, interchangeable terms, right, well off to our north. And with that in place, our rain chances here locally are going to come down, but that really doesn't happen until Saturday, Sunday, and well into next week. Meanwhile, temperatures, because of the wet weather, and it's not going to be all-day washouts by any stretch of the imagination, they're going to stay a little bit lower. Now, the humidity stays high, but notice by, let's say, Thursday, Friday, our rain chances coming down as that ridge begins to expand right on top of us. Temperatures starting to warm up as a result. Could see a couple of stray showers Friday, Saturday, but chances are certainly starting to drop off. Sunday is a lot of sunshine, back near 90, and we'll definitely be in the 90s for several days next week in Northwest Arkansas. The humidity set to increase as well. We're talking some really tropical air. It's not going to feel comfortable by any stretch of the imagination, but it is that time of the year. It just kind of is what it is, right? Kind of expect it. Tomorrow, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the River Valley. Watch for that chance to increase tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll have to watch really closely for that potential for some severe storms once more. By Thursday, could still see another one of those disturbances. Darren, the issue with these, they're just really fickle. It's just a weak disturbance in the atmosphere that just wreaks havoc in the forecast. And so when we start to look at these computer models, I honestly, I don't look at them a whole lot because they're useless. And we've kind of seen that over today, where they, one run, which comes in, 1 hour, one set of data. Oh man, it's going to be another just nasty line of storms. The other one says, yeah, ain't nothing going to happen. Fact is, you have to look at the overall pattern and apply actual meteorology here. And the fact is, we've got those weak disturbances coming through. Does it impact, parts of central Oklahoma, or does it come into East Oklahoma, West Arkansas? Those are the fine-scale details that the computers just can't figure out. And so we'll watch it really closely tomorrow evening just to be on the safe side.
Until that high pressure moves in, which sets up that summer-type pattern.
It's a catch-22. You don't want the high heat and all the humidity, but on the other hand, none of us want to deal with that again.
Yeah, exactly. So, All right, Scott, thanks. Don't forget, by the way, no better place to stay in the know when a storm does hit than our 24/7 weather impact stream. It has everything you need: live cameras, live radar, around-the-clock updates available on all the 5 News platforms. Scan that QR code right there on your screen, and you can start streaming that right now.